Chinese Communist Party is the biggest terrorist group in the world. And it's very obvious that another small terrorist group working together with the biggest one, it's very normal. I think it's very obvious. But actually, after 2001, the Taliban keep bombing and they keep exploding and they keep killing civilians. And but Chinese government keep good contact with Taliban. So this cooperation is started 1997, as I know, and this cooperation is still going on. And but the Chinese government, contrarily, use this terrorism, this term, to oppress Uyghur. For example, that Chinese government accept Taliban with the bear and with the Islamic clothes, but the problem is they cannot accept any Uyghur with the bear, with that Uyghur traditional clothes. For example, that those Taliban can go to Beijing and stay at the fancy restaurant, but Uyghur of its own citizen cannot go to Beijing with that bear and not with the fancy like a hotel. They cannot even leave a hotel, and they have to have permission from the local police in their hometown. And another thing that the Chinese government keep cooperation with the Taliban and keep good conversation with the Taliban. Chinese government never talked with any Uyghur representative or any Uyghur intellectuals or any Uyghur activists about Uyghur topic, about Uyghur issue. Instead of that, Chinese government accusing Uyghur activists and accusing Uyghur organization in diaspora the terrorism, and it's just a contradiction. And they are going to invite Chinese government to participate, rebuild, reconstruct of Afghanistan. But the problem is Chinese government already destroy Uyghur mosque and destroy Uyghur religious shrines and destroy Uyghur identity. And how can Chinese government build Afghanistan, and how can Chinese government have a responsible government to implement any peaceful activity in Afghanistan? I don't believe that. It's just two terrorist group type is because of Uyghur majority are Muslim, and Chinese government use some of the criminal activities among the Uyghurs and describe those activity as a terrorism. But the problem is Taliban conducting real terrorism. It's a terrorist group enlisted United Nations and other countries. But Chinese government keep connecting with them and keep talking with them. And even it's interesting that they are keep talking about the peace. Actually, who create the peace and who are destroying the peace, we all know right now. But the problem is Chinese government now talking with the problem maker. And actually, we are, as a Uyghur representative, as a Uyghur peaceful organization, and we can talk with the Chinese government about how to solve the problem. Instead of talk with the Uyghur organization, Chinese government labelize Uyghurs as a terrorist group. I think Chinese Communist Party keep close relation with those terrorist group in Pakistan and in Afghanistan. It shows that the Chinese Communist Party actually is the biggest terrorist group in the world. And without defeat this biggest terrorist group, we cannot fight with the other small terrorist groups. So our responsibility of the world leaders and world countries should take action, should see real face of terrorist Chinese Communist Party.